You guys ready? Mr. Mayor, one of the things that you objectively pushed here, obviously, was our air situation here in Salt Lake City. There was almost a soft confrontational aspect to your remarks, and I'm wondering if you had any prediction about how this is going to play out in the next legislative season here.
Well, I've spent enough years in the legislature and now working with the legislature to never try to predict what the legislature will do. I'm hopeful. I think that air quality problems are on the lips of almost everybody along the Wasatch Front, and I'm hopeful that the legislature will really give careful consideration to what will make the biggest difference, what's going to be meaningful. And I've spent a lot of time trying to think about and work with others in the local level and at the state level to determine what's going to actually really make a difference, and so that's what I focused on today.
You mentioned a couple of initiatives in your remarks. Which ones will rise to the top like cream and have the best chance of success?
Again, I don't dare predict what our legislature will do, but we know that the biggest source of our pollution is the way we use vehicles and the amount that we use vehicles, and we have to find ways to make some changes there. And so talking about how we develop a stronger transit system, talking about how we have the gas tax pay for roads is important. And I hope the legislature will look at that. I know it's something that's been discussed on and off over the years, and will take action. I don't think we can afford in this community and in this state to not take, that is, it's important that we take meaningful action for air quality. And you know, I've done my best in talking to experts and doing our own analysis and my own analysis to come up with things that I think will make the most difference. And I think if we're serious at the state level, something similar can be done. Our air quality problems are complicated. It's not one thing that's going to fix in any material way our air quality. So it needs to be comprehensive. We need to look at our vehicular use. We need to look at industry. And we need to look at the smaller sources that cumulatively make up almost a third of the air pollution we have. And different pieces of that puzzle are being addressed today. Some of them just not very well. And I think we need to, it's incumbent on us to try to take measures that are going to make a difference. And that's all of us. So I don't think it's one thing. I mean, I think we need to look at our vehicular use. And my own assessment and analysis is that we've got to make transit convenient and accessible for people. And today, for most people, it's not. And there's some things we can do to change that, and we know what they are. We need to help people understand what they can do in their own lives and with their families. And we need businesses to step to the plate and industry to step to the plate more than they have today, just like the rest of us need to. So, you know, it's a mix of things, and I tried to outline what I think are going to be the most significant and specific ways to get there. And I hope others will join in and give their ideas, and then we'll do something. You know, I think we can talk about this all day long, but action needs to be taken. Well, I wanted to come to a place where we can see our city and our beautiful valley and mountains well. Today is a day we're seeing a snowstorm, and in a way that's good for our air quality. But this is a place, I think, that provides a setting for us to be able to see and understand well that we've got a broader area, a broader region, and we've got to look regionally and work, you know, with all of us in the community to get things done. The initial response has been really positive, and I appreciate that some legislators were here and will consider the proposals that we've been working on and I've been working on in the city, and we'll take some action. You know, what is most of greatest concern to me is that our state will not take meaningful action and will not allow us locally to take meaningful action. And if we're going to be successful in addressing air quality, if the state won't do it, let us at the local level do it. I think there is the will and the desire and the people in place for us to do things in this state at the local level. And so if the state says, oh, it's too much for us to consider allowing UTA to have more funding, let us make the decision locally. We've been talking across this among local governments intensively all through this last year. And I mentioned in my speech that one of the proposals is that we come forward, the state authorize us to raise a local option gas tax. And that alone can make a difference, both in terms of giving us the revenues to take care of our roads, which increasingly we cannot take care of with a gas tax, which is a direct user tax. But then that also allows us to do more with transit and with bike lanes and alternative ways for people to get around. The state could also authorize us coming together locally to make decisions about industrial sources or about programs that are going to help individual businesses and families move forward. And I know the state's looking at a variety of things. My hope is that we don't just look at it. We've looked at this for years, that we start to take real action.